Part 21, The Philosophy of the Ananke by Lance Gordon, Ananke and Personal Freedom. And I think this is the last part of the book. Let me go to the book now to continue the reading. Ananke and Personal Freedom. Update to Chapter 6, Ananke and World Affairs, December 15th, 2003. Upon hearing our president talk about the increase in personal freedom upon the capture of Saddam Hussein, this is obviously talking about President Bush, I reflected on the basic concept of freedom and where it stood with respect to Ananke. Some scholars equate freedom as opposing the suffocating order of deterministic fate. Essentially, they imply that freedom is more akin to chaos than any order of any kind, including the Ananke. So let's examine whether or not freedom is with the flow of this Ananke or against it. In my opinion, the desire for personal freedom in the world political systems, is analogous to the apparent desire by God to blend pure chaos with the stringency of deterministic order. When chaos or extreme personal freedom in human terms reigns, we have anarchy. In this type of system, it is nearly impossible to be creative since you have to be concerned with your basic physical needs, at best. Physical needs cannot be satisfied in an efficient manner since any production of goods and services is quickly destroyed or stolen by a neighboring human who is exercising his or her license to do whatever impulse is desired. Thus, a society based on anarchy is reduced to barbarism. Creativity beyond impulse activities requires some semblance of peace for some reasonable period of time. Anarchism, and thus extreme freedom, does not allow for these conditions. Therefore, creativity is minimized at this excess freedom condition. When chaos, or extreme personal freedom, is squelched by deterministic forces, or ultimate political control of the few over the many in human affairs, then a singular system is produced whereby even thoughts are ultimately dictated. Pure order reigns at this extreme, but once again it becomes apparent that the creativity of the system is minimized. Everyone is functioning with enough food, clothing, shelter, transportation, and healthcare as long as they work according to the state. Some creativity exists at this deficient extreme of freedom in the form of satisfying basic needs, but there can be no doubt that creativity has been minimized again. Therefore, the maximum production of creative products lies somewhere between total chaos and total order, total anarchy and total dictatorship. This pursuit of moderation, this pursuit of maximum creativity, this pursuit of reasonable freedom is what we see in the world stage at large. The target is maximum creativity. The means is moderate freedom and the political systems that allow this moderate freedom to exist, subject to the masses' abilities and desires which vary from country to country. Our political systems are experiments in the organization of large masses of humanity, with its apparent goal being a maximum state of happiness for all concerned. Since happiness depends upon the maximizing of creativity while minimizing the costs of living, it becomes obvious that moderate freedom becomes a secondary goal of political systems as they evolve, since moderate freedom supplies the means to produce maximum creativity, which is half of the condition of happiness, if you recall. The pursuit of moderate freedom in a political system is not easy. Educational institutions and curriculum must be established as well as the physical structures which cost money to build. Morals and ethics must be taught in some manner as well. Trades which satisfy basic needs must be manned by the most qualified. This takes time and agreement by the powers that be. Finally, a political system is tested by virtue of the people who go through it. They either become productive, creative citizens or not. As a consequence of these complications, among others, a trial and error system occurs over vast periods of time. During that time, the people change in attitude and aptitude. The political system then has to adjust by being either more or less stringent in its controls. Thus, a worldwide rhythm becomes manifest as the world systems try to to try to find the ideal state, the ideal experiment. Political systems struggle to breed controlled freedom. Our universe struggles to breed controlled chaos. The goal in each case becomes maximum creativity. The yin/yang of the Ananke is the way that this controlled chaos/freedom is maintained. This rhythm is nothing more than the Ananke normal moderate vibration that we have discussed before in other updates. Therefore, the normal moderate vibration is utilized in order to find the maximum creativity sweet spot in our politically changing world. Moderate freedom is the goal which will produce maximum creativity, and as stated before, creativity is necessary for God to exist. But now we have obtained further insight into the nature of God. It seems as though this mind desires not just any level of creativity. The pursuit of moderate freedom, which maximizes creativity, suggests a goal of the highest level of creativity possible. Thus, the pattern of the pursuit towards uniqueness is explainable in this light. As the evolutionary phase of our universe unfolds, we have the occurrence of specialization and uniqueness as an observation that Herbert Spencer announced. The mere presence of these specializations adds to the pool of created products. In addition, the specializations create new products and thoughts due to their unique requirements. Thus, as the universe evolves, we have a tendency towards maximizing creativity. So it seems as though God does not desire merely existence forever, but it desires a maximum awareness as well. This maximum awareness is achieved by maximizing creativity. This maximum awareness achieved by maximizing creativity may not be obvious to most of us. However, just think and reflect a bit on your most aware/alive points in life. Was it not during a process of maximum creativity in thought or deed? When you traveled to a new place where images are created for the very first time, were you not excited and alive in those moments? When you remodeled a room, either by decorating or actual construction, did you not become alert in an unusual way? Even the process of creating life through the act of making love delivers us to a realm of heightened awareness. There can be no doubt that a life full of creativity is a life full of maximum aliveness, with the consequent increased levels of happiness that follow. So is God this absolute evolving towards maximum awareness? If we view our cosmos as composed of an infinite amount of universes, then we can speculate a God who maintains a maximum awareness. As one universe diminishes in net creativity, another is on the rise, thus canceling the apparent fluctuation and maintaining the status quo of maximum aliveness. We have speculated in previous updates that the primary objective of this mind is existence forever. In order to achieve this goal, the mind must think, which requires creativity and destruction to become necessary. This thinking yields an awareness to some degree as well. But now we must modify our speculation based on the observation of the pursuit of freedom in human affairs and the pursuit of specialization in physical phenomena. It seems that the primary goal of God is the maintenance of its eternal existence at a maximum awareness. Let me say that again. It seems that the primary goal of God is the maintenance of its eternal existence at a maximum awareness. This goal is reflected by its thinking ability as evidenced in the net creative products over the entire cosmos, which is composed of an infinite amount of universes. These universes pulsate just once. I've changed my mind by 2003 about the undulating universe. I think a universe that explodes from a central core, expands Big Bang-wise, comes to a halt by the use of dark matter or whatever, which we're debating now in the sciences, whether it's expanding again or something of that nature. But my feeling is, going along with the Ananke, that it pulsates just once, expanding and then contracting and literally sealing itself in that singularity puncture. So these universes pulsate just once, is my speculation, expanding from a singular puncture in the dark matter, which explodes and slows and reverses in direction. Eventually, each unique universe collapses back to its singularity point and seals the dark matter with a new dead dark matter super black hole, if you wish. The whole cosmos can now be viewed as giving birth to unique universes, which pulsate out, then in, like a human life. The whole cosmos being infinite in space and composed of dark matter more dense than a black hole is twinkling with universe births and deaths, thereby maintaining a maximum creativity which yields the maximum awareness which God seems to desire. It's an interesting thought. The cosmos is both static in the sense of maintenance and dynamic in the sense of Ananke vibrations. In the ultimate, there is only one cosmos, made up of menergy, and only one absolute that exists forever, at the same heightened awareness for all time. The apparent limitation on its power is a consequence of the primary necessity as evidenced above. Existence necessitates awareness. Awareness necessitates thinking. Thinking necessitates producing products of creation and situations of destruction. Maximum awareness necessitates maximum creative environments. Maximum creativity necessitates efficiency. This need for efficiency is reflected in the basic order that we can observe, called the Ananke. Future updates to Ananke. These are updates I have not addressed, or maybe some I have, and I just want to read it in, but you can look in my book to see them again, that I will do if there's enough attraction of this book, which I don't know if there is or there isn't. I hope there is, but it would give me some purpose to the rest of my life. I am 67 at this point. Chapter 1, Searching for the Relationship of God. An update could be expansion of Taoism to include King Fu Shi, King Huan, and the Duke of Chao. Also, Wei Tat's dissertation on the I Ching. Second thing, Ananke and the I Ching. Very important update. If you haven't read the I Ching, you'll see that there are things I've taken from that. 3, inclusion of other religions, such as Buddhism, Mohammedanism, etc., in a more detailed manner. 4, the ethics of Aristotle, the Nicomachean ethics, to show moderation and the extremes of deficiency and excess, which were considered not the good place to be, that moderation was the place to be, and the others were extremes of not evil, but error, if you will. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, Roman Emperor. I did read it a bit by now, but I don't know if I would do an update. It didn't seem to be as good as summaries of it were. Herbert Spencer's First Principles, a comparative analysis, which is now included. The Logos of Ananke, Chapter 2. The Logos of Thought, included now in Chapter 5, update. Products of inductive thought, I did include it now. Products of deductive thought, also included now. Products of algorithmic thought, included now. Chapter 3, the formula of Ananke applies to man. Ananke in the pursuit of happiness, included now. Love versus hate, I think we touched upon that. Inclinations and your ideal mate, haven't really talked a lot about that. Parents, are they gods or guardians? Haven't really addressed that. Chapter 4, the formula of Anankean scientific law. Anankean statistics. Since you see the symbol has a normal distribution, I do have many thoughts on the statistical implications within Ananke. Anankean atomic physics. Ananke and recent scientific findings, especially in the conjecture of the expansion of the universe slowing down and now speeding up. Not sure if that's true or not. There is some debate out there. Although a Nobel Prize was given to the scientists who dealt with it in 1998. I don't know if the prize was in 2009, 2008, somewhere quite recent. Chapter 5, Anankean logical speculation. The symbol of the Ananke is now included. We went over that. The absolute and ultimate goal, also included. Beyond this universe, also included. Evidence that the absolute thinks, now included. Properties of the absolute, is it omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, also included now. Prayer and meditation, I don't have a lot on. Does it work? Can you communicate? Would have to do a lot of research on that and quote findings and studies on that one. Can you communicate to this mind that I speculate exists? And is there a way to experiment to verify it? Anankean World Affairs, Chapter 6, Pure Capitalism versus Pure Communism. Don't think I've addressed that except in personal freedom, perhaps. Ananke and the economy, Ananke and the stock market, Ananke and Hitler and what Hitler did, Ananke and germ warfare, Armageddon, question mark, the pattern of man's evolution, the final occupation of mankind. I'll give you one thing about that. The final occupation seems to be one of caretaker, if we are to remain on this earth and not go extinct, which is definitely a possibility. But caretaker seems to be our role, and therefore things that go towards caretaker will be favored eventually more than the self-interest that goes on. Depends where each society is at, of course. In the final analysis, however, we are one, and I have some pictures of a universe, the Ananke symbol, and another Ananke symbol. And that was on page 179 of the book. A very interesting thing that I saw, a movie I want to share with you, The Shape of Things, which I believe is a manifestation of the Ananke, and I might just take out, although we have it in the book, the shapes I'm talking about. Give me a second, and I'll get it. After I read some things. Okay. All right. So 2 pages to show you, and then we end the book. All right. Good. All right. There we go. All right. So we've got that done. All right. The shape of things. The following 1-hour video about the shape of things demonstrates one of the ways that this Ananke manifests its process throughout our universe. It unfolds itself like ripples on the ripples of an ocean swell, by creating forms, i.e. shapes, that are efficient with respect to their function, with respect to their purpose, with respect to their goal. Their function, in the most simplistic form, can be viewed as survival, as existence itself. Not just any existence is favored, however. An existence that is made up of efficient, dynamic equilibrium systems that in time become more specialized, more unique, more individualistic, seem to be the pattern at hand. These systems are evolved towards an ideal function. They are evolved towards peaceful coexistence with the purpose of maximizing their number and their kind. The function, the goal, the purpose is well defined under the Ananke. The form follows in a most efficient way. It utilizes the least amount of energy to create its eventual shape. This fantastic video, and I'll give you the HTTP address in a little bit, presents visual evidence, or at least I think you can get in the library maybe. This fantastic video presents visual evidence that our universe is unfolding as I have stated above. It unfolds in all of its splendor by using a finite number of cohesive forces that are reflected eventually by a finite number of shapes. These shapes can be viewed as deductively being utilized in order to create the objects of sensation that are all around us. These shapes are combined and varied in most efficient ways towards the goal, towards the function of creating dynamic equilibrium systems that eventually become our material universe, our material existence, Upon watching this video, please note the least energy way, the most efficient way, the resulting shapes that the resulting shapes combine in order to form plants, trees, and animals. Realize that nature is working with perhaps only 6 shapes that reflect an underlying atomic structure. This atomic structure reflects the finite number of cohesive forces that is maintained within this Ananke, such as gravity and electromagnetism. These cohesive forces, when manifesting themselves through the ever-changing environment, yields the uniqueness and individuality and specialization that we see in our daily experiences. One last point. If after watching this tape, you begin to feel the manifestation of this Ananke in our material universe, then you must ask yourself the following questions. Does this Ananke guide the non-material world in a similar manner? Does this Ananke shape our minds and the minds of others, both human and animal? Are we not guided mentally by a small number of animalistic tendencies/functions, which then are forced into the unique niche into which we are born? Our inclinations, the shape of our unique minds that must adjust to the functionality into which we are reincarnated. Nope, said it wrong. Are our inclinations the shape of our unique minds that must adjust to the functionality into which we are reincarnated. Are we not like snowflakes, which start with a unique core and then become more unique as we grow into our respective environments? Isn't this order, this Ananke, acting as one set of forces that are utilized for all purposes in similar ways? Could this oneness point to one mind that may be behind this order that we experience each and every day? Okay, so now I go into showing you where this is, or at least quoting where it is. This is called The Shape of Things, that's the name of it. Produced for Nova, copyright 1985, WGBH Educational Foundation and Peace River Films. Let me say that again. Produced for Nova, The Shape of Things, copyright 1985, WGBH Educational Foundation and Peace River Films. Please contact WGBH Boston Video in order to secure a high-quality videotape of this production at, you have a couple of avenues here, WGBH 125 Western Avenue, Boston, Massachusetts 02134, phone 617-300-5400, fax 617-300-1026. The Shape of Things, it's a 1-hour VHS video, or maybe on disc by now, item number WG1206. UPC number 783-421-31333, ISBN number 1-57807-453-3. As of 2002, it was 1995, but I think you might even be able to get it in the library. I think I did. You may order the video at http://main, main.wgbh.org, org/wgbh/shop/wg1206.html. It's called, again, The Shape of Things, and I want to show you the 6 shapes that they talk about to intrigue you. Let me go over here to the camera. All right, so we have here, if you notice, here is the 6 shapes. They're kind of intriguing, that presumably it's utilized to show you everything. And let me show you some of the things that they show in this video. It's a visual presentation. Look down the column. So you're looking down the column at the similar shapes. I will first give you time to take a snapshot or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we'll go up a little more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and one more. There are a lot of shapes going down. Well, even more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there's a lot there. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let me see if I can do a cross one here so that you can see it, and I'll pull it back so that you can see the whole thing. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and lastly, maybe this way, if I go back a little bit further, and go in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That should be enough to entice you. It's really quite a decent thing. It's quite a decent book. And I believe, let me just double check, I think we're done with the book, believe it or not. Let me go ahead and make sure. Going down. I'm pretty sure, other than the references, which you can look at on your own, I'm done with the book. So let me wrap it up. In that, I hope you've enjoyed the verbal presentation of my book. I'm going to try to also download Herbert Spencer's First Principles, which is almost impossible to get in the library system. So for those of you who are interested, underneath the spot of getting my book, I'm going to try to attach a link eventually to Herbert Spencer's book, First Principles, so you can enjoy that one as well. In his book, I'd advise starting on chapter 10 because that's where it really is dealing with the Ananke, and that's what I do in my 20-page comparative analysis. He's difficult to read, but he's worth reading. The first chapters, 1 through 9, deals with the unknowable, and I'm really saddened that he didn't give it a shot. Like I've given it a shot in chapter 5. It would have been nice if Herbert Spencer, who intimately knew about this order of things, calling it evolution and dissolution, as opposed to my chaos to stillness, stillness to chaos parts of the thing, as opposed to the Chinese yin and yang halves of it. So many cultures have seen it, but not many have written down things in English, and Herbert Spencer was one of them. So I highly advise, if you're into this kind of a thing, that you do go to Herbert Spencer's book, First Principles, which, again, as I told you, is very hard to find. I had to find it in a used bookstore. It's the Aardvark bookstore in San Diego. Also, since if you're at this last bit of the book, let me appeal that if you wish to send any money to have me continue going on, the best thing is to email me and to say how much you either like it, don't like it, object to it, but don't shoot me. In any case, my address is not what's in the book. I eventually will have to update that, but the address now is 17627 Pomerado Road, number 228, San Diego, California, 92128. Again, that is 17627 Pomerado Road, number 228, San Diego, California, 92128, and make the check, whatever you want to give, made out to Lance Gordon, Lance space Gordon. I hope you've enjoyed the presentation. I hope you download the book. I hope you read it. You can print it out if you want to. It's worth doing. I hope you share it with others. This is a last-ditch effort for me right now to see if it strikes anybody else except for me, who was stricken by it at age 20 and has lasted my whole life. And it's tough to persist like that, but others have before me. I know Herbert Spencer, when you read his autobiography, he went through all sorts of pain and hell to produce his 10-volume set of synthetic philosophy. And he was not supported by the British, or English at the time. He was supported by the Americans in the 1800s by subscription. So a lot of people have felt these impulses as I have, and have given a lot in this world. And I thank God for Herbert Spencer, because I was feeling pretty alone until I stumbled into his book in the early 1990s, and eventually also stumbled into Ti Ching, which was an offshoot of the Tao, not quite the same. The symbol I adopted, it's not the Tao with the I Ching, and that's Wei Tat, who did his dissertation on it, who I read enormously, and he was also something in maybe the late 90s that I read his dissertation that came from Queen's College in Hong Kong. Brilliant guy as well who did it. Okay, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the presentation, and if there's any more parts I will, but this is the end of it, part 21. Take care. May God bless you, and may you have some happiness in your life, and hopefully improve your inclinations, so if I'm right, the next life and reincarnation will be a little bit better. Take care. God bless you.